For the past 5 years, the Arizona Mining Association has gathered together the best and the brightest of the mining community at the Arizona State Capitol to enlighten the public of the wonder and importance of this vital industry. Join the Southern Arizona Business Coalition along with the AMA, the Arizona Rock Products Association, and their sponsors for a quick recap of that event. Here at the Capitol, voices are gathered today to celebrate and share the legacy of mining. One major voice doing that is the Arizona Mining Association, the organizer of today's event.
So what's your thoughts on this industry and what brought you here?
Well, I originally moved out to Tucson to work in the aggregate industry, so that was my first step into the mining industry itself. But ever since then, I always wanted to get into the hard rock aspect, and that was what brought me up to Phoenix, and I met Steve Trussell, and he gave me this opportunity. And so really, I just wanted the opportunity to educate people more about the hard rock industry and how it affects their lives and what products it brings into their everyday living situation.
Another important voice is the Mining Foundation of the Southwest, which specializes in educational outreach to emphasize the importance of mining.
Tom, how many people do you touch during the course of a year with your outreach?
The Mining Foundation, our outreach coordinator, Pam Wilkinson, actually gets in front of over 10,000 students and another 2,000 adults as she does her outreach program over the year. She's been an active participant in the Boy Scouts of America. They now have a mining badge, and she helps with that so that more young people can obtain that badge as they're going through the ranks of the Boy Scouts.
Truly, mining is the foundation of nearly every aspect of our society.
Tom, thanks.
Okay.
Have a great day. Appreciate you being here.
Life today, as we know it, could not exist without mining.
Mining is the root of everything that we do. There isn't anything that you do in your life every day that it doesn't involve mining. From the food you eat for breakfast, because it came out of the refrigerator, and the refrigerator's made out of mined materials, to the clothes you put on in the morning because the washing machine made them clean and the washing machine is made out of mined materials, to the car that you get into that requires the products from 35 different mines that are mined here and around the world, to the house that you woke up in that requires materials from at least 14 different mines, to the phone that you use when you try to get a hold of your parents or you try to talk to your friends. That's about 20 different mines needed to build that cell phone that you use. It's also your health and your safety. Those things are brought to you by the miners of the world because doctors have all this equipment, thermometers, stethoscopes, blood pressure cuffs, x-ray machines, all of those things. They all come from mining. And our safety, just think about all of the people that keep us safe, our police forces, our fire people, the military, all of their equipment is all made with the products of mining. So the miners are really the beginning and the end of everything. Without miners, we just don't have anything.
State Representative Vince Leach shares similar thoughts.
Let me start back at the beginning because I worked in an industry, as I've shared with you, I worked in an industry that depended on mining. I worked in the foundry industry, and if you can't take a product from the ground, and that's where it all came from,
Sure.
If you don't mine, you can't make things. You can't make bathtubs, you can't make faucets, you can't make farm equipment, you can't make, and now copper. And as it has, I moved to Arizona some years ago and realized not only the copper mining industry, but the importance of copper throughout the world. And we have this natural resource here. There's no reason that we can't harvest that resource on a very responsible basis, as we're doing, and go forward and put people to work. And we're going to have to get copper from someplace, and we should get it from right here.
Not only does it benefit us globally, but it also provides jobs and taxes that support our communities locally.
We're predicted to create about 800 jobs for the state of Arizona. 480 of those will remain in Pinal County. Now that's direct and indirect employment combined. We will generate $3.4 billion in economic activity for the state of Arizona. $2.1 billion will remain in Pinal County.
And
quality jobs is a common theme among the mines.
On site.
In Arizona, we have just a little over 1,900 employees, and then we've got an additional 400 employees in our Amarillo, Texas refinery.
And your economic impact to Arizona?
We have about $200 million a year of economic impact and pay almost $100 million in taxes every year.
Unbelievable. And speaking of taxes,
The Resolution Copper Mine in Superior is no different.
Overall, we're actually in full production, so there's a construction peak earlier, but effectively 3,700 jobs, direct and indirect, from the benefits of the mine.
You got on project right now before you even start.
So right now we're busy with basically doing some work on some of the shafts to give us access underground. We're also still evaluating the ore body with the drilling, as well as reclaiming the existing site. So right now we have about 400 people on site.
Steve Trussell, Executive Director for Arizona Rock Products Association and Arizona Mining Association.
That provides how many jobs in this state?
Well, what's exciting, over 6,000, great question. But even to projects like this one, Resolution, we've got folks up there working with the cementation group that are in the rock products industry that have ready-mix plants set up, on site and so forth. So rock products are going into mining projects to make us all successful, so that's fantastic.
Yeah. Representative Bob Thorpe of District 6 agrees heartily.
Well, the state as a whole gets about $4 billion a year of economic impact. 40,000+ jobs a year. And we have two projects right now. High-paying jobs. I mean, we're not talking, and there's nothing wrong with service industry jobs.
Right.
But these are jobs that people have a chance to get a better education with, on-the-job training programs, and a better standard of living. And it's provided jobs and education for our families for hundreds of years right here in Arizona.
And what about future job opportunities and revenues for the state?
We're looking at a construction project that's going to last 2.5 to 3 years at a cost of close to $2 billion.
Wow.
And during the peak of construction, we'll likely have up to 3,000 workers in the different construction trades. And then once we go into commercial production, we'll hire and employ somewhere in the neighborhood of about 650 people over the course of the 19-year mine life of the project. And we'll be essentially producing about 10% of America's copper, which is pretty exciting.
Mining not only supplies jobs directly, but indirectly as well.
Matter of fact, you can actually measure the amount of material you pick up, provide a very direct position to where it's going.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know exactly where it's going to be at what time. And I mean, it's become such an evolution of the engineering. And how much of those materials come from the mining industry that you use?
Yeah, exactly. Everything, from the copper in the radiator to the steel of the frame and the copper in the wiring, and absolutely. Couldn't do it without mining. So that's ironic.
Empire State is Empire Cat here in Arizona. How many people do you employ?
Yeah, so we're just shy of 2,000 people. We've been in business since 1950 and in Arizona since '59. And we've got a little over 20 locations across Arizona, southeastern California, and we support about 19 mine properties in the state.
But the industry is not just about jobs, it's also about responsibility. Mining takes great steps to be environmentally responsible.
So it's a self-enclosed recycling of water to extract the copper, reuse the water, pull the copper out, and make it available to...
We do reuse the water. It's a very water efficient facility. So once the copper becomes part of the solution and it goes for processing in the SXEW facility, then we remove the copper using that SXEW technology. The copper cathode is plated. It's similar to plating chrome on a bumper. But then we will take that solution and put it back into the system. Some of it is neutralized and held in a pond. But we do aim to be as water efficient as possible. We wear out the water.
In fact, after airlines, mining is the most regulated industry in the nation.
What does an environmental manager do, actually?
Well, basically oversee just what you said, all the permitting for any of our new projects, maintaining compliance with all the environmental laws and regulations. We've got regulations at both the federal, state, and local level that we'd have to comply with. So there's a lot out there, a lot of permit conditions, and so just overseeing that and making sure that our operations are environmentally friendly.
State Representative Drew Johns.
I've toured the Morenci mine many times and the Safford mine many times. It's amazing what they have done to protect the environment.
Right.
Anybody that says that they need to be monitored more, that they need to do this more, they haven't been to the mine. They don't see the 3-inch plastic that they have with the water runoff. How they protect the environment there. It's amazing what they do, the technology they have.
And the revegetation of areas and the riparian areas.
You can drive through Globe and see that.
Yeah.
Jay Famusa, Excelsior Mine, Gunnison Copper Project.
Yeah, it's exciting. So once we hear about the final permit, we've got plans in place that we think it's about a 6-month construction period after that. And after that 6 months, then we'll be operating and making copper.
Now, is this a testing or is this a fully operational project that you're going to be able to walk right into?
Fully operational, Rick. We decided to not go phase it in, but go for full permitting on full operation.
Okay.
Concern for the environment is not only true among new mines, but also existing mines as well.
How important is that to you and into your company? What value do you put on that environmental responsibility for your region?
Well, it's really the core of what we do. I mean, we need to be really extremely mindful of the environment, and it really permeates everything that we do in terms of the mining activities, in dust control and dust suppression as we're blasting and mining and hauling, to crushing, to the flotation process, electrowinning, the air emissions, water extraction that we use for our process, the waste rock disposal and tailings disposal, building sound operations, not only for the safety of our employees, but for the security of the environment around us.
Sure.
So it really is core to what we do. We're in the business of mining and producing copper, but every aspect of what we do has a strong environmental component, and we're extremely mindful of that.
Yeah.
So we see the importance of mining to us, to our economy, to our society, as well as the jobs it provides and the environmental responsibility. But what about women in mining and diversity?
The kids we saw here today, the importance about what you do,
Right.
and what does it take to get to where you are? Maybe you could sort of
Well, I
Reader's
have to,
Digest version.
I have to credit just, having an engineering degree opens a lot of doors that wouldn't normally be open. So, getting a good, solid technical degree is very important for young people. And then just not being afraid to try something new, to get your hands dirty, to get in there and learn the industry and the processes and the operations is very important. And then, just being able to work as a team towards a goal is all very important.
And last year we did the Women in Mining Appreciation event.
Yes.
And the watching all the young girls around here today get excited about mining, that's got to make you feel good.
It does. It makes me feel really good just to see the excitement in all these kids' faces and, looking at the minerals and looking at the machines that we've got here and wondering how they work and what they do. It's really great to see.
Women hold positions in mining from engineering to haul truck driving to corporate land manager, like Robin Barnes of Asarco.
Period is over, and we are still working with...
Women hold not only various mining positions, but are also running support organizations like Amigos.
What is Amigos, Cindy? Tell our audience.
We're the mining suppliers, so our businesses exist because of the mines. We depend on them for our thousands of employees that have good, high-paying, quality jobs all over the state of Arizona because of a vibrant mining industry. Here today at the Mining Day at the Capitol, we're really going to reach out to a lot of the school children that are coming here today. I have coloring pages. So these are all about a camping trip. The things you would need if you're going on a camping trip. And every single thing here would not exist if it weren't for a mine.
But mining is not without its issues. There are many challenges to its growth and sustainability.
Mining in our area is key to our economy there. When most of the state or country was really having troubles in that, we had just opened the Safford mine,
right?
Which was a Freeport McMoran mine, and it took 25 years to get it done, which is ridiculous. But we finally got it done. So at that time when everybody was going down, our mine was opening up. So the bad part was we didn't gain the growth, but we didn't see the decline because of it.
Right.
Legislative red tape, locally and nationally, is quite the norm.
The congressman's always got some regulatory things coming up. He just finished a visit here with Western Caucus and some members, giving them some information about Western issues, specifically Arizona. We look to have him bring some more congressmen out probably the end of the summer, enjoy what we're doing here, see a little more of the forest industry, mining industry. He took some down to the bottom of Resolution Copper
buddy.
last week, so it was a pretty harrowing.
That's a city under there, isn't it?
It's amazing.
In Arizona, there seems to be no limit to the people who love and support the mining industry.
With your help and the help of the Arizona Mining Association, we've got a lot of recognition here at the Capitol. Mining Day at the Capitol, it's a huge turnout, obviously. It's a great economic impact to the state, so it's very positive that state legislators are recognizing this, and you in Southern Arizona are doing all you can to make sure that people in Southern Arizona recognize mining and the impact it has on the economy.
Arizona Senator Gail Griffin.
What is it about the people of our industry that you really appreciate?
They're solid people. They're the economy in our rural communities really depend on our natural resources, whether they be mining, farming and ranching. They're down-to-earth, real people, and the industries are very, very important, not just for our area and my district, but the state of Arizona as well.
Mining is not only the foundation, but the gem of our society. It makes our nation strong and independent, but also a partner globally via exports. It benefits everyone, everywhere, every day.